Subway death rules. 1.18 Necropolis Station. Get off the train before the doors slam shut. 2. Keep it down inside the station. If you run into trouble, find a station worker or dial 44444. 3. Trust the folks in white uniforms, not those in black, and report any black uniform sightings. 4. Make sure you've got 2 hands, 2 legs, and 1 head. If anything is amiss, seek help immediately. Warning: if you see a freakishly distorted human, hide, hold your breath. 5. Only follow the instructions from the broadcast. I hopped on the last subway train, absolutely shattered, and crashed out. When I woke up, the train had already stopped and outside was a station I'd never seen before. Soon, an announcement for the upcoming station blared out, sending chills down my spine. Attention passengers, we've arrived at Necropolis Station, the final stop. Please disembark in an orderly fashion. Those remaining on board will be killed. I woke up to find the train eerily still, and outside was an unknown, bizarre station. Quickly, a station announcement played, giving me the chills. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Necropolis Station, your final destination. Please exit the train orderly. Failure to disembark will result in death. Me, what the? Will result in death? I glanced outside at the station, only to feel a shiver run down my spine as cold dread crawled up from my feet. The station, unbeknownst to Wen, was crammed with countless figures, not quite human, but distorted forms. They filled the station completely, their twisted limbs and heads pressing against the glass. Their blood-red eyes fixed on us inside, so close I could almost feel their greed and longing. Holy fuck, it's haunted. My scalp tingled and I jumped up from my seat in a panic. Dude, what's up with you? The young guy next to me, sporting bright red hair, looked at me puzzled. I saw something outside. Before I could finish, I looked again to find nothing but emptiness outside. I swallowed the rest of my words. Shit, was I seeing things? But the cold sweat and my pounding heart convinced me otherwise. Something was definitely off here. I needed to get out, fast. I wiped my forehead and was about to move when the station's broadcast came on again. Its voice mechanical and chilling. Welcome to Necropolis Station. Necropolis Station is temporarily closed, and all exits are sealed. Please disembark as instructed and wait patiently for the next train. Necropolis Station accepts no liability for life or death situations. 1. At Necropolis Station, get off the train before the doors slam shut. Note: do not stay on the train. 2. Keep it down inside the station. If you run into trouble, find a station worker or dial 44444. Note: if the phone emits a sharp, piercing laugh, hang up immediately and stay quiet. Try calling again after half an hour. 3. Trust the folks in white uniforms, not those in black. And report any black uniform sightings. Note: stay away from those in black uniforms, don't trust them. 4. Make sure you've got 2 hands, 2 legs, and 1 head. If anything is amiss, seek help immediately. Warning: if you see a freakishly distorted human, hide, hold your breath. Don't let them see you. 5. The broadcast will periodically provide passenger guidelines. Only follow the instructions from the broadcast. This is where? Necropolis Station? I've never heard of it. Is this some kind of sick joke? It's not funny at all. What a mess. I'm not getting off. Just take me back. I'm filing a complaint. After a moment of silence, curses erupted inside the carriage. The announcement ended, and I looked at the opening subway doors, instinctively moving towards them. Hey, mate, you're not really gonna get off, are you? We don't even know this place. We shouldn't let them push us around like this. And that announcement, what the hell? It's crazy. Let's call and complain together. The redhead blocked my path, phone in hand, ready to make a complaint call. I think it's best to follow the announcement and get off first. Growing fear spread within me as I recalled the scene I had witnessed. What if everything announced was true? What if those horrifying things were real? What if they were already on the train? Listen to me, let's get off together. Thinking this, my scalp tingled, and I quickly grabbed the redhead, trying to pull him off with me. Damn, you believe that announcement? You're so naive. It's clearly a prank. Are you getting off with me or not? Hearing the warning chime for the closing doors, I grew desperate and shouted at the redhead. I'm not getting off. Let them try to kill me. Suit yourself. Hearing his response, I knew I couldn't persuade him. Watching the subway doors close slowly, I didn't think twice. I darted through the narrowing gap at the last second. Staggering a few steps, I barely steadied myself and saw only a handful of others had disembarked. I heard the subway doors shut and saw the remaining passengers inside, including Redhead. In the next moment, I witnessed a horror I'll likely never forget. The passengers began to contort as if controlled by something. Arms, legs, necks twisting 360 degrees, blood splattering, staining the windows with gruesome streaks. Screams of agony, cries, and pain echoed from the train, accompanied by countless bloody palms frantically banging on the windows and doors. The sound was intense, but they couldn't get out. Through the blood-stained glass, I saw the passengers turned into twisted human forms. I also saw Redhead's body fold, his bones snapping, his eyes bulging as he stared at me in disbelief and pain, as if he couldn't believe I was still alive. Thump. I sat down hard on the ground, my legs trembling, my mind haunted by Redhead's bloodshot eyes staring at me before he died, and the glaring blood. Terrified screams came from nearby. My brain hadn't even had time to react. I immediately rushed to the source, pinned the person down, and covered their mouth. Shut up. Do you want to die? My voice was uncontrollable from fear. Didn't you hear the rules just broadcasted? No loud noises or cursing at Necropolis Station. You want to die. Don't drag others down with you. Tears dampened my hand and the panicked whimpers continued. I then realized I was harshly covering a young woman's mouth, her features innocent. Sorry, I didn't mean to. She was a girl, after all, so I immediately let go and ruffled my hair in frustration. It's okay, it was my fault. I'm Emily, thank you for saving me. I glanced at her. Her eyes were still filled with fear, but she sincerely apologized to me. So, getting off was the way to survive? Everyone on the train died. I just want to leave this place. I want to go home. The other passengers who had disembarked gathered around, all showing signs of fear and uncertainty. Maybe that's just human nature, to instinctively seek safety in numbers when danger is perceived. I was no exception. But where was the way out? The announcement said to wait patiently for the next train at Necropolis Station. So are we just supposed to stay here? I instinctively rejected that idea. A place that could slaughter an entire train's worth of people couldn't be that simple. The sudden sound of the broadcast made my heart skip a beat. The latest advisory is now being broadcast. From midnight to 1 a.m. is their feeding time. All passengers should find a place to hide. Remember, do not let them find you. Current time, 12:10 p.m. The empty station was silent, save for the heavy breathing of those around me. Them? Who are they? Hide? The station is so open, where can we hide? What the hell is this place? Fear and anger exploded, and I couldn't help but curse, fuck. The station's acoustics were excellent, and I began to hear indescribable sounds, like clumps of flesh walking without bones, a sticky noise, and a sharp, unnatural laughter that made my nerves ache. They're not human. Run. Hurry and hide. These eerie sounds reminded me of the twisted figures I had seen before, and my heart ached with fear. I didn't dare linger any longer. I shouted, and without thinking about the others, grabbed Emily, who was nearest to me, and ran. Feeding time? Telling us to hide? So, are we their food? The thought made me feel sick to my stomach. I couldn't see the terrifying things, but the sticky, bizarre sounds followed, feeling ever closer. The unknown fear made me shiver, but I dared not stop. There's a ticket booth ahead. Emily, running with me, excitedly pointed to a small room nearby. Hide in there. I didn't have time to think. I just ran into it. The ticket booth was small, barely fitting 4 or 5 adults, and it quickly filled with people who had followed. I saw those who couldn't fit curse viciously, looking to run elsewhere, but soon screams erupted. "Aw, it hurts. Let go of me. Save me, save me. I don't want to die. Let me in. Let me in, please." One by one, their faces, distorted by pain, pressed against the outside of the ticket booth. Blood streamed from their eyes as they stared us down dead in the eye. The sound of flesh being chewed filled the air as those outside the booth were devoured bit by the entities behind them. And then, I finally saw them. They were amalgamations of countless limbs, twisted, misshapen people feasting on those outside. After finishing, they turned their greedy gazes towards us inside the ticket booth. It was as if they were looking at a can filled with delicious food. No one dared to speak. The tiny room of the ticket booth was dead silent. I huddled in a corner, watching those twisted beings peering in with their blood-red eyes, as if they'd rush in at the slightest glimpse of food. My hands were clammy with sweat, and perhaps due to the extreme fear, my mind was eerily calm. "Hold your breath. Don't look at them," I whispered urgently to those around me. I remembered a rule from the earlier announcement. If you see twisted human forms, immediately hide and hold your breath. Do not let them see you. If that rule was right, then holding our breath might be the only way to survive. With that thought, I took a deep breath, closed my eyes, curled up, and tightly covered my mouth and nose with my hands. Thump, thump. I could hear my heart beating frantically with fear. My blood seemed to swell in my ears, and the sensation of suffocation from the lack of oxygen made my head spin dizzyingly. "Aw." Crunch, crunch. From nearby came muffled cries of agony and the sounds of bones being gnawed on. I dared not look, curling up like a turtle in its shell, tightly bunched in the corner. Thump, thump, thump. My heartbeat quickened, the feeling of suffocation grew more intense. Just hold on, just a bit longer. I kept frantically repeating this to myself. Just when I felt like I was about to pass out from lack of air, everything suddenly went quiet. Ugh. I couldn't take it anymore and gasped for air violently, the intense suffocation bringing on nausea. And I bent over on the ground, retching painfully. "Are you okay?" Emily helped me up, her face pale but her expression still filled with concern. "I'm okay, thanks." I panted, then looked around. The ticket booth that had squeezed in 5 was now left with just 3 of us. The others only leaving behind scattered bones and a pool of blood. Not wanting to look further, I turned my gaze away. Taking advantage of the absence of those beings, I quickly searched around the booth. Soon, I found a crumpled piece of paper in a drawer. A glance at it sent chills all over me, and I froze as it read, "Do not trust the broadcasts." What? Don't trust the broadcasts? Impossible. I just survived by following the broadcast rules. My mind was in chaos, my hands trembling uncontrollably as I held the paper. "What's wrong?" Emily took the paper with a puzzled look, and the remaining man came over, his face pale and trembling. The paper outlined an entirely new set of rules. Do not trust the broadcasts. Exit through Necropolis Station Gate C as normal. If you need to leave, find a station service person at the ticket booth and request an exit ticket. Trust personnel in black uniforms only. They can ensure your safety and secure your departure. Avoid any personnel in white uniforms. Pretend not to see them to avoid contamination. If you encounter anything strange or unspeakable, immediately inform personnel in black uniforms. They will take care of them. If you are feeling mentally unstable, enraged, or confused, please proceed to the station's rest area. We are at your service. I looked away, nearly cursing again in frustration. Damn it, these rules were the exact opposite of what the broadcast stated. Who should we listen to? Look. It says we can leave through Gate C of Necropolis Station if we get an exit ticket. The remaining man pointed excitedly at the second rule. Let's find a station staff member and ask for an exit ticket quickly. Calm down. What if these rules on the paper are a trap? How can they be fake? It says there's an exit. Didn't you see how many people died here? Whoever wants to stay can stay. I can't take it anymore. The man glared at me with bloodshot eyes, incessantly muttering about not being able to stand it anymore, about wanting to get out. But there are no station staff here, and we can't make a call. Emily stood in front of me, quietly and fearfully speaking to the man. Who says we can't make a call? I can make a call. Yes, that's right. What was it said before? If you don't see any station staff, you can call the station service number 44444, that's the number. The man, however, spoke excitedly and lunged for the phone on the desk, beginning to frantically press the buttons. I wanted to stop him, but Emily grabbed my arm and shook her head. Hello, this is the station service center. How may I assist you? A warm male voice quickly came through the handset, clear enough that even I could hear it from the side. I need an exit ticket. I want to get out of here, but there are no station staff here. Please send someone over quickly. The man, out of fear, became agitated. However, the line suddenly went silent, a silence so deep it started to unsettle me. May I ask where you are? The voice through the handset changed from a man to a woman, causing me to gulp, the feeling of unease growing stronger. In this situation, revealing our location was not a good thing. I reached out instinctively to grab the handset, but it was too late. I'm at the ticket booth. Send someone quickly. It's dangerous here. I don't want to stay any longer. The man was losing his sanity, rapidly and irritably responding. Okay, I will arrange for station staff to come over soon. Please be patient. I have a question. I finally couldn't hold back. Snatched the handset and took a deep breath. What color is the uniform you're wearing? What color uniform am I wearing? Of course, it's black. He. A sharp laugh came through the handset, piercing right into my mind, sending chills down my spine and a cold sweat breaking out. I remembered what the broadcast said. Stay away from staff in black uniforms. Do not trust them. Bang. Let's go. This place is no longer safe. We need to leave immediately. I dared not think any longer, slammed the phone down, and ran towards the door. I didn't care whether the broadcast was true or not. I only knew that caution is the parent of safety, and here, one wrong step could mean a gruesome death. But just as I opened the door of the ticket booth, my brain roared and my steps abruptly halted. Because right in front of me, standing eerily close, was a person with deathly pale skin. So close that I could see her uneven, ill-fitting skin as if it was forcefully stuck on. Yet so close, I could not feel her breath, only a faint, disgusting stench of decay emanating from her body. Her expression was stiff and pallid, her dark eyes fixed on me, her mouth twisted into a strange smile. Do you need an exit ticket? I heard the person in front of me speak. Not me. I immediately stumbled back a few steps, pressing tightly against the wall. Fuck. Too creepy. Who would have thought someone would be sticking out right outside the door? If it weren't for my quick reaction, I would have bumped right into her. It's me. It's me. I need an exit ticket. The man rushed out of the ticket booth, excitedly running to the station staff. Okay, this passenger. Please take your exit ticket. This ticket is one per person. You can leave through exit C. Please do not give it to others. The station staff smiled and pulled a subway ticket out of her uniform pocket and handed it to the man. Okay. Thank you. The man clutched the ticket in his hand as if it were a treasure, his eyes wary and triumphant as he looked at us. Should we get an exit ticket too? Emily stood beside me, her expression hesitant. I looked over the station staff and shook my head. She was wearing a white uniform, but with so many people dead here, could there really be an easy way out? I didn't believe it. Exit C was just to the left, a few steps away, and I noticed that the exit C light was indeed on. A row of turnstiles stood in front, and beyond was a long, brightly lit corridor. Are you really not taking an exit ticket? Then I'm leaving. The man, holding the exit ticket, walked to the turnstile, looking at us as if we were fools. I don't think it's that simple. You better think it over again. I shook my head, firm in my belief. Heh, idiot. I'll light incense for you once I'm out. The man sneered, no longer saying anything else as he unhesitatingly inserted his exit ticket into the turnstile. Click, the turnstile opened, and the man stepped through boldly. I made it. I'm alive, ha ha ha. I squelch, giggle. The man had only taken a few steps before I heard the sound of his bones twisting. I looked over immediately, and through the turnstile, under the bright lights, the man's body began to contort grotesquely. No, help, crack. The man's last word was cut off because I saw his body lunge forward, but his head had rotated 360 degrees, staring straight back at us, his expression twisted in agony. Emily immediately covered her mouth, her face a portrait of fear and horror. I didn't want to witness this cruel scene any longer and turned away. But then I saw, not far away at the ticket booth, the station attendant who was standing there was wearing a black uniform. Not the white one I remembered. I couldn't believe it as I looked up and found her staring straight at us with that same eerie smile. Her head, too, had turned 360 degrees. Boom, my cold sweat ran down instantly. Let's go. Get out of here. I pulled Emily and started to sprint. Fuck. What the hell is this place? How are we supposed to survive this? The station attendant in a white uniform had changed to a black uniform, and what was supposed to be an exit turned out to be a death trap. Who should I believe? The broadcasts? Or that piece of paper? My thoughts were in chaos, unsure of where to run. A wave of despair washes over me. Can we really get out of here?
Thank you for taking the time to watch. If this video connected with you, I'd be grateful for your follow. Your likes and comments are not just numbers to me, they're a source of inspiration and encouragement. Your support truly means the world.